What up, anybody, and welcome to another episode of the SVR podcast. Okay, so today we have an OG wrestler in the building, man. Anyways, for those who don't know, he was really used to be known on WWE 2K17. He had like a lot of wins for some reason, yeah. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself. So here you go.
Yo, what's good, guys? I would say, some of the people, maybe most of y'all that are listening to this podcast right now, probably know who voice this is. If not, I'm King Cinos, one of the OG 2K17 players. Been around the community for like 4+ years. Same stuff, same old, same stuff, Don't have to make a long ass introduction, but if you know who this is, then you know who this is, That's mainly it, like if you know who this is, you know who this is. And like, even though 2K17 has, been, putting a spliff, even though it's been, gone for good, it'll always live in everyone's memories, so it's like, yeah, that's basically it. But I appreciate being on this podcast as well. And yeah, let's get to it.
Anyways, man, so I'm asking you 10 questions regarding about your pro wrestling experience, like basically what made you got into pro wrestling experience, what's so special about yourself in pro wrestling, like character wise, and what do you do, etc. So are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so let's kickstart off with the first question, and that is, what made you got into pro wrestling experience?
So where do I start? So like basically, what's it called? I was playing 2K17 and like, I met like two people, First, one of them was like Yellow Henry. Maybe like, the people that are listening probably know who this is. And Faststrom, FJP Fast All, that's like one of the OG. It was like the two first people I met within this community itself. Like we started playing 2K every day. Sometimes we would VC on Skype. Then like, we took it to Discord when someone in our group chat introduced Discord to us. That's where we took it to Discord. And then from there, one of them just told me that, there's this fed called, I think it was called RPWL. Yeah, it was owned by like Side Ghost 152. Yeah, that's the owner of the fed. And like, I started going to that fed every single day, winning titles back to back. Never really got a chance for the main title because like back then the owner was like rigging title shots and stuff, always giving it to like his favorite people, so like it was hard to achieve what you really wanted in that fed. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just dip the fed and like, explore the community more, like take my career to new heights, and that's what I did. And like so on and so forth. I started like traveling around. I think I went to like Sunset Fire Wrestling with like V Styles and stuff. That's where I met V. And like, we started like real wrestling there. Won titles, moved to a different fed. And I just kept, growing my name within the community, making trons, renders, started growing my name. And yeah, that was mainly it, and like now I'm not really that active within the community itself, but I'm still around, just catching up with people that used to play, or I used to play Roblox or like used to roll wrestle and stuff. You can still catch me around. And yeah.
All right, second question, what's so special about yourself in pro wrestling?
Well, I wouldn't say there's really that much to my gimmick, but like what's it called? The whole King Cinos gimmick was like, I don't know, you have King and then there's Sonic. Cinos, Cinos is Sonic spelled backwards. If most people didn't know that, but some people knew, so like Sonic is like Cinos spelled backwards. But yeah, like what's more to the gimmick, like basically it's just like, this King that just, it's just like, that just bloodlust for title, like just a greedy king, like all he wants is like everything to himself. And like when I had the nickname, either Pluto or Pedestrian King, like Pedestrian King is like, Galaxy King, like he rules the whole universe. Pluto's like this ice cold king that doesn't care about anybody. He's just like cold hearted. He's just like a cold hearted individual. And like whatever he wants, he's gonna get it, It's kind of like that greedy character. I don't know who I could really make a reference to because I can't really think of it at the top of my head. But if you can make any references to my character, then you'll see what I mean. That's mainly it.
Third question, Is there any time period that potentially you will have accomplished in pro wrestling?
I mean, can't remember most of my accomplishments, but like I'd say the biggest ones were like probably the OPRW championship, some in like probably like I would say like high card fest like Defiant. And like there's like just so many fellas. I can't remember all my accomplishments, but like people that that been hanging with me for the longest probably remember most of my accomplishments. I can't remember most of them myself because I don't really roll wrestle like that or really remembered most of my accomplishments because I just came there to fight. That was mainly it. So like I can't remember like most of them. So yeah, I'd say like the OPRW championship was like the main one that I would really remember for like, my entire time. It was like a triple threat match. Me versus Lee versus Gog Rollins, and like yeah, out of the triple threat match I won the main title. It was a decent match, 5-star classic, and then boom. That's how I became champion. That was mainly it. But everything else I can't really remember most of them. Besides that and the NCW World Championship at the Royal Rumble, when I forgot who I was facing, but there's probably a clip of my match on YouTube or something. But yeah, I was at the Royal Rumble. I got an N1C and ended up winning. I'm a 2-time NCW World Champion, and like yeah, even though the Fed, like I thought the Fed died itself, but looks like V brought it back. So if you want to check out some popular Feds to attend, I'd recommend NCW by V Styles. And yeah, that's mainly it.
Fourth question, that is, what kind of influence you had in pro wrestling?
I didn't really have a big influence or even made such a big influence, but no one really, I wouldn't really, I wouldn't really say there was like a major influence on my half, besides me just looking for a game to play in, and I just somehow got into the community, and then that was just that. But if I made any influences, I'd say like probably spread, or like maybe I did or probably didn't spread a little bit of positivity and negativity on both sides. I mean, I used to be a toxic person, but like over time I changed, but I would say it's kind of in both ways. But if you really look at it, I guess I kind of inspired people to like make trons or like try harder when it comes to making things, like probably like renders, trons, maybe arenas. Even though I don't really build, when people were feeling down, I kind of like pick them back up on their feet and try again. So I'd say I kind of made like a small or tiny impact in this community itself.
So little tiny.
Yeah, a little tiny. I wouldn't say big, but like if there's more you want to add on, I mean, shit, anything would work. But like I personally think I didn't really make a big impact within this community itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, fifth question, that is, what pro wrestling means to you in this whole experience?
Oh Lord. I mean, now it doesn't really mean anything to me, but back then it meant something. It's kind of like running a race and like always wanting to finish in first place. That's all you want to do, like win a match. That's mainly all you want to do within. That's all I want to do within my time in this community. Always finishing first. Like never last, never losing a match. I was just striving for victory. That's what I was. That was what my intentions were from the very beginning. Just making my way to the top before I fell off. But yeah, I mean, road wrestling doesn't really mean anything to me, but it would always, be in my childhood along with Roblox. Like it'd always be in my heart. Somewhere like I'd store it far away in my heart. But yeah, I don't really have a passion for this online sport anymore. So yeah.
Okay, so sixth question. If you could do anything outside of pro wrestling, what kind of hobby you are into?
Sometimes I'll try to get into basketball, but I mean it's not really my favorite thing to do. Even though I'm working now, I can't really I don't really have any like time to do sports and stuff, because now I'm working and I'm getting back to school like next week or so. So I'm mainly focused on trying to get my money up more than like competing and stuff. But I wouldn't mind either playing basketball or maybe tennis could probably be there. Maybe tennis or volleyball. But other than that, I'm mainly just working, so I wouldn't really have a lot of hobbies. Well, there could be video games as well, but I don't really play video games like that, not all the time. But I try to make room for it too. So kind of like it's a little bit of a shuffle. Yeah, that's mainly it.
Seventh question. What motivates you in the hard work of pro wrestling?
Uh, let's see. I mean, what really motivates me is like I'd say like I don't really know. Like to be honest, I just have like a weird way of being motivated to do certain things within this community. Like what's it called? Motivation. I mean, the only thing that would really motivate me, like, seeing someone wanting to do better, but like seeing someone struggle to do better, but helping them wanting to do better. That's basically what really motivates me into like pushing harder. Every time I fall back down, I'd really like, push myself up like, hey, the fight isn't over yet. Like, get your ass up. What are you doing? Like, the fight ain't over till I say it's over. Anytime I see someone struggling, I just help them out. And that's what really motivates me to keep going. So it's like a cry for help. That's mainly it.
Eighth question. What lesson you have learned in pro wrestling?
I mean, there's several lessons, but, the one I'd pick out the most, it would mainly be like being independent could help you, in advance. I mean, I'd say to the newer gents that, one thing you want to learn is like, I mean, shit. Don't spread your info to anybody online. Be careful with who you have in your friend group, and like, if you plan on, getting a trainer or someone to train you, make sure it's someone that would be worth your time training you, because like some people just don't really bother teaching you most of the tactics that they learn themselves. They'll just tell you all types of nonsense and some stupid bullshit that would end up making you lose 90% of your matches. But overall, like, just don't be a pedophile, don't be a fucking idiot, don't be toxic. Always, like, don't be too nice, but like, always stand up for yourself. Don't, you can keep adding more onto the list. There's there's like a lot for me to say. I don't really want to list every single thing down, but where this is going. Like, you can add on if you want, but yeah, just don't do any of those things. Like, don't steal titles, don't scam like how I used to do. Like, don't don't do that. Don't cheat, nothing. Any cons you got, you can add on to it. That's mainly it.
Right, so we have two more questions left. Ninth question. Has pro wrestling affected you mentally in the amount of time?
Oh yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely. Like, when people would be asking me for Trons all the time, sometimes I'd get stressed out a bit, because like, yo, why do people keep asking for Trons? Like, sometimes I want to teach people how to make stuff, but like, I was just like too lazy to do so. Like, that always like, fuck me up in a certain way. And like, overall, just the toxicity in the community itself, like the toxicity in the community is just like, I don't know, as a whole, is just like a downfall in everyone's experience in pro wrestling. Like, if there's so much toxicity, like, how y'all gonna enjoy yourselves, right? Like, pro wrestling's supposed to be fun, as people say, but the question is, how are you making pro wrestling fun? How are you gonna make pro wrestling fun if all y'all do is just argue and just plain out fight every single day? Like, as you can see, like, there's always wars on Twitter and stuff. Like, I just go on Twitter, just to entertain myself a bit, because like, damn, I see arguments like 24/7. There's always something new every day. Someone's getting exposed every day. It's just funny to me. But yeah, this overall, like, this community is just like, going downhill. But my mental state right now is pretty, it's pretty good. It's not bad as it used to be in like around, I'd say, April and May. But I've been, doing a lot for myself now than I was before. So yeah.
All right, and the final question of the day, 10th question, and that is, what are your top 5 pro wrestling superstars in your opinion, by the performance, entertainment, and skill wise?
I mean, this is a tough one, 'cause I don't really be, like, studying any pro wrestlers within this community, but I would say, like, I mean, well, everyone, everyone's favorite, Isaac would probably be at the top. Like, Isaac Mercury would probably be at the top of the list. Then we got second would be Invictus Diddy, Who else? I mean, we had what's it called? Noah Jackson, and like that's number 3. So number 4 would probably be like, I would say Obscene Callus. Like he's a funny ass guy. Like he's actually a troll. Like this guy is funny as shit. This guy's a troll. He would be for entertainment. Skill wise, he was good as well. I don't really know what what most of these people did, but Isaac Mercury, like we knew Isaac, like me, like we knew this guy before he started blowing up. He used to play 2K a lot, so like and like for number 5, I'd say, I mean, Unstable Catch should be at number 2 right now, but I'd put him at number 5. Cause he seems pretty chill, but I think he takes role wrestling a bit too serious, bro. From what I heard, like I'm hearing that he takes role wrestling a bit too serious, and that's mainly my top 5.
Alright, so that was it, folks. King Cinos, if you have anything to say towards to the outro, can you make it somehow?
Well, all I really got to say is like, thank you for having me on this podcast stuff. I mean, it means a lot, like even from you in like so long, it means a lot being on this podcast. And like, I hope everybody that listens to this podcast, takes good care of themselves and like, don't spend too much time focusing yourself on this online sport. Like, there's more to do in life. Don't throw it all away. Like, there's people that are in their 20s and they aren't doing anything for themselves. So like, make moves in your life, because you only live once, and you don't have one life. You can't revive it. This ain't Minecraft. This ain't any other game you play on your Xbox or PlayStation. So you have one life. Live it up to the fullest, and yeah, enjoy it as well as you can. That's mainly it. And yeah, thank you.
Anyway, so I will see you guys in the next episode with another special, interesting guests where you haven't seen before. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. See you later and ciao.